Welcome to the Full Tracy Bunny Audio Commentary. This is Owen Tracy recording, and it is 3:41 p.m. and that is Central Time. And today is September 17th. We've just had the Federal Reserve decision on interest rates, and they cut, as expected, 25 basis points. There were some hopes that they would go by the 50 basis point number, but there was only apparently one person on the voting committee that went for that. So what they did do though was to indicate that the chances of additional rate cuts are quite high, and that I think is rather important for the wider market. What it points to is that the Federal Reserve is worried about the labor market, and there are certainly pieces of evidence sitting out there to suggest that the lower quadrant of the economy is under quite severe pressure. Because on the one hand, you have the fact that interest rates have been high, used car prices are high, the repayments on student loans have already begun, and all of those factors are contributing to tightened budgets. And at the same time, a lot of those people are going to be on the brunt of any kind of slowdown in the wider economy, as well as the potential that their job might be taken away because of greater efficiencies within the rest of the economy. What's particularly interesting is that retail sales have been going up, but when you drill down into the actual pieces of that statistic, the reality is that about 10% of the population account for 50% of all the consumption. So then you've got 90% accounting for the other half. And then among that 90%, the bottom third are really feeling the strain. So when we think about the reason why they're reducing interest rates, it's really to appeal to that quadrant of society and to remove some of the pressure on them. When we look at the Nasdaq, it was well off the lows. Holding the 24,000 level, I think, is rather important. And we did have quite a bit of chop and change in the better performers within the index in here today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average closed out the day just above the 46,000 level, so it reversed an intraday decline and spent most of the day in positive territory and was comparatively unaffected by any kind of instinct for